So this summer I crossed the finishing line at Ironman Kalmar in 9 hours and 53 minutes, and that race it changed everything for me. And it showed that with structure and discipline you can perform at a high level even though you work full time, build your own businesses and trying to have some form of life on the side. But I know I'm capable of more. So for next season I'm gonna go for sub 9 in Copenhagen next summer. So it will be Ironman Copenhagen and the road to sub 9 going forward, which I am very, very excited for. Like, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm an endurance athlete. I work full time, like trying to build my own businesses and my own type of life while pursuing this Ironman journey. So in this video, I will break down a bit more of my current fitness levels after Ironman Kalmar this summer, what my target levels are for next summer, and also the target paces for the race day, and also how I will do it, right? And I'm gonna go through like the swim discipline, the bike, the run, and the transitions there, and my overall mindset for this whole preparation. And if we start with the swim, which is also the start of the triathlon, I did a 1 hour 15 minute swim this summer in Kalmar, which is a 2 minute pace per 100 meter. For Copenhagen next summer, my target is to go in for about like 1 hour and 5 minutes. So I'm gonna find about 10, 11, 12 minutes, which means I have to be at a pace of maybe a 135 to 140 pace for the swim. My current threshold pace is about 150 per 100 meters. So my focus going forward will be to focus on the efficiency in the water, not necessarily just pushing hard. And it will be technique, control, and overall like upper body strength to be able to do these strong pulls throughout that swim. Copenhagen, I've read, is like still wetsuit legal, quite calm water, so it's typically quite a fast swim, which I'm hoping for, which would be a great race to, I think, pursue my sub 9, especially because of the water, but also the overall track as well for the bike and the run. The bike is probably my strongest discipline. For sure. Like in Kalmar, I went for a 449 bike split, which I'm really happy about. And that equals to about 37.6 kph on average. And my target for Copenhagen is to do it in about 4:30, so 4.5 hours, which means I need to find about 20 minutes on the bike. It's gonna take a bigger effort for sure. And I know that my FTP today is about 312 watts. That's 3.8 watts per kilo. I'm weighing 83 at the moment. We'll probably go down to about the 80 kilogram mark later on in a few months for spring. But I probably need to up that to about 340, 345 mark to be able to push 4.2 watts per kilo or something as my FTP. At Kalmar this summer, I pushed about 336 watts on average, normalized, and I need to up that maybe 20 watts, I think, to get that bike split closer to 430 in total. And this, of course, means a lot more threshold work, strength blocks, and long sessions at race paces. But also one quite big factor into this is that firstly, I will have a completely new bike for coming season, which I'm very, very excited about. So more on that later on. So I will do a proper bike fit on that one, make sure I sit good aerodynamically and that I can push more watts and all that comes with the aerodynamic part. But also I will have a aero helmet to save some there, and that will improve over such a long bike race, right? So that will help me a lot throughout the race. And of course, one of the key things is pacing, but also nutrition to make sure I'm fueled up and have the performance throughout the whole bike split. So that would be a key part in this. My run in Kalmar was surprisingly strong, as I did it in 3 hours and just under 38 minutes. That's an average pace of 5:10 per kilometer. So I'm really happy about my run effort at the last race. But the goal for Copenhagen to be able to do this sub 9 is that I will probably have to do it in a sub 3 flat marathon. 3 to 3:05 is my target, which means I need to average about 4:15 minutes per kilometer. So it's a big step, and I see the run part as somewhat of the discipline that will make it or break it, and also the discipline I'm in one way the most scared of because it's such a big step, but also the one I'm the most excited for. I know I have my issues with nip and he, uh, but for this season I will have a lot more help in terms of the strength work and getting my body to move right, because I have will have more help with my physio that is planning my strength work to so I can withstand the run part, because I will run more going forward, longer sessions, longer zone 2 work, a bit harder work as well with more threshold runs, and also brick sessions that are longer, because I need to improve quite a lot on the run. But I'm very excited about this journey to become, yeah, I will become extremely fit, which I'm very excited for. Like, I'm still now in a good shape, even though I've had a few down weeks. But yeah, the coming year or 40 weeks, about 40 weeks, will, yeah, it will for sure transform my fitness to the next level. But the goal for the run is basically I have my threshold now and I have a steady pace I know I can run at for a long period. I just need to up that a bit and then have that as my new one, which is basically how it works. But I'm very excited for it and I have a good plan for it going forward. I have now a few adaptation weeks before I start the actual like real prep with more threshold work and stuff like that as well. And you have transitions, so I need to improve in those as well. I spent about in total 11 minutes in Kalmar for transitions, and I want to be about 6 to 7 minutes in total for the transitions. I will need to practice the wetsuit removals and just being more efficient in the transitions, and probably learn to keep my shoes on the bike so I get in the shoes while I've jumped on instead of putting them on in the transition. We need to practice that a lot throughout the spring later on to find all areas where I can save some time, because those small minutes they can essentially make it or break it the race as well. Like, so I need to maximize all the time I have to make it as efficient as possible. So we'll try to find myself about 5 minutes in the transition zones in total as well. But I have a few key things I will need to improve to summarize this. For the swim, of course, I need to improve my technique and my efficiency in the water to be able to swim a bit faster for that long period, but not necessarily to a higher effort, right? But that will come with just more swimming overall. I will swim with my triathlon group here in my local town 1 time per week, which will help me a lot. I will also take some lessons going forward. And then for the bike, I will have to increase my FTP essentially so I can push some higher powers for a long period. And then for the run, I will have to increase my threshold as well, from about 4:04, which is my threshold run pace now, to about 3:40, 3:45, which is going to be a big jump, but I'm very excited for that. And then also for the transitions, finding some key things to improve there to save some time there. One thing that will help quite a lot as well is that about nutrition, which is very important for such a big race, and especially when I'm going this hard, is that this has to be on point. But I will work a lot more closely with my nutrition partner, which is Never Second, for the upcoming season, to make sure I know exactly what to do. I learn, I try, and then I find the perfect formula for me throughout the races. I, in my opinion, had quite a good strategy for the races this summer, but hey, everything can be improved. So this will also be a great way of maximizes my chances to reach sub 9 for the next season. My mindset for this is more as an entrepreneur. Like, I see this athletic journey as I'm building a business, right? Like it's long term, it's strategic. I need to build systems, so I'm not doing this in chaos. I test, I measure, I improve, then I do it all over again to find what suits me the best. But it's not necessarily on training a lot more. I will train a bit more, of course, but it's finding ways to improving every single session I do and get more quality out of every session and plan it even better going forward. And then also, like, now continue to be consistent over this period, trusting the process, keep showing up, and even if I'm having a bad day, do it anyway. You will get stronger from especially those days. And this is basically how I will go from a sub 10 to a sub 9 now for the next season. And oof, I'm extremely excited for this. And like season 2 is starting. Like I have to basically pinch myself that I'm in this position, chasing that goal I have now in mind. And I'm really looking forward to sharing more about the journey, my learnings along the way, because I will self-coach myself for this season. I will educate myself to be an endurance coach, coach some athletes on the side, running the Entrepreneurial Athletes Club network as well. And yeah, this would be a season to remember for sure. And yeah, kind of lost for words because I'm so excited for it. And I want to mention more about that Entrepreneurial Athletes Club. So if you're an entrepreneur, you want to chase a bigger endurance goal, maybe a HYROX marathon, an Ironman 7.3, or whatever it could be, other endurance races, and like you don't have any friends or family that are chasing the same goals as you, the network Entrepreneurial Athletes Club, or the community, is there for people just like you. And like I can just see from my last prep, I was doing it like completely all on my own. Basically, I had a coach that I chatted a bit with, but I didn't have people that were in the same position as myself, like building businesses. Many of us also work full time to make it work before our own businesses are making the money it needs to be able to be the full time work. And yeah, that community is for people just like you. And via the link down below, you can join. You will have a 7-day free trial to look around, see what it is essentially. Yeah, you will have some guidelines how to create your own plan to self-coach yourself, and also the community part of it. And my plans for the community, they are big. So if you join now early, you will be able to help me shape the community going forward as well. So I hope you are interested in joining, and if you have any suggestions on improvements, other stuff to add to it, you could send me a DM on Instagram or in school directly. That is totally fine. But that's it for this video. A bit more numbers in this one. I hope it made some sort of sense. If you want to have a more thorough breakdown of how I am preparing my training and stuff like that, you can let me know in the comments down below, and I will plan a video about that more in detail. And if you have any other questions, leave it in the comments down below. That's totally fine. So yeah, that's it for now, and thank you for watching. Then I hope I see you in the next one. So peace.